week.
And you can't explain it?
We can't explain it.
Something big could happen anytime.
Well, this is one of the world's great volcanoes, and I have to say, I'm just awestruck by the Earth's incredible power. 1,000 feet down, rumbling molten lava. You can feel the movement under your feet. You can feel it coming through your chest. You can smell the sulfur in the air. And whilst there are many mysteries surrounding volcanoes, what we do know is that they are completely unpredictable.
We're right. No worries.
What it feels like to be standing here. Whew. Vanuatu is paradise in the South Pacific. It's also a place where jungles steam, the earth moves, and mountains roar. These are among the closest active volcanoes to Australia's east coast cities, and in recent months, they've awakened.
It's still a mystery why there's all this activity. Is this activity going to die down? Or is this going to escalate to something large?
So I'd imagine you'd be able to get a lot of information from all these sedimentary layers, right?
The deposits can tell you the frequency and the size of the eruptions.
Few people know more about volcanoes than Australian scientist John Seach. He's been studying them for 21 years, reporting his findings to America's Smithsonian Institute and volcanologists worldwide. John's taking me to one of the most active volcanoes of all.
In the last few weeks, the level of activity has increased markedly at Yasser.
This is Yasser volcano in the Vanuatu island of Tanna.
So the volcano we're on now has been raised to the next alert level. For its size, Vanuatu is the most volcanically active region on Earth, and it's probably one of the closest volcanic regions to Australia. It's right on our doorstep, and we almost do nothing to study this. So that's a nice one.
That was a big one.
That's coming out. Look at that. The thing about this activity is the activity can escalate without warning. So while we think we're relatively safe here, within minutes we could be way inside the danger zone.
Wow. Lava is blasted into the sky more than 500 times a day.
2 people have died just a few metres from here, and they were cut in half by a rock this size that was ejected at 200 metres a second. It cut them both in half at the same time.
John will report on the activity to Vanuatu's Volcano Monitoring Centre. He also wants to show us what's been brewing below the surface.
Watch it, there could be a chance. Oh, yes, let's go, come on.
Let's do it.
Let's go. You need to be really careful, this is the real thing. Remember, if there's an eruption, don't run, we need to stand our ground.
Right.
And just wait for my call.
Okay.
Look at this. Look at that.
Wow.
This is the closest you'll ever see to the bowels of the Earth. You know, there's not many people in the world who have stood this close to molten lava.
What can it teach us about what's going on?
Well, we need to take samples of these volcanic bombs to try and work out if there's been a change. Wait, stand. Oh, okay, we're safe.
That just went right through me.
Okay, the reason we need to come into these dangerous places is to collect a sample of this lava to work out why there's been an increase in activity over the past 6 months.
Yeah.
So this can tell us if it's new lava or old lava being ejected.
Right.
And really, this is the newest real estate on Earth.
Position, eh?
Yeah. Have you got enough? Because we need to get out of here. No, stand your ground. Stand. Look up. Just.
Oh.
Okay, we're right, but we need to, as soon as possible, we need to be moving back. The seismic and volcanic activity has increased markedly in the last year or so in this region, starting with an undersea eruption in Tonga, followed by the huge Samoan earthquake. And 1 week later, there were 3 magnitude 7 earthquakes in Vanuatu, and 1 day later, Garret volcano started erupting. People don't take volcanoes seriously enough. And historically, the largest tsunamis have come from volcanic eruptions, not earthquakes.
Australia is close to Vanuatu, so Australia is prone to any tsunamis that can be triggered in Vanuatu.
Eslan Jarabiti runs Vanuatu's Geohazard Centre, which monitors earthquakes and eruptions.
It's different now. We have more and more activities, and all the volcanoes in Vanuatu are excited right now. So this is also something that we are trying to understand what's happening.
One seriously nasty volcano with the potential to send a tsunami to Australia is Mount Garret on the remote island of Gower.
What would be the lead time if something were to erupt at a scale big enough to push a tsunami?
We'd only have 2 hours before the tsunami hit Australia.
I mean, you know, this has never happened in my lifetime, or yours.
No, but on a geological time frame, these things are quite common.
Are you an alarmist?
I think I'm a realist. I think our understanding of tsunamis is inadequate and our monitoring is lacking right now. That's all noise, no action.
10 kilometres from Mount Garret volcano, the local women use their hands and bodies to create a unique sound. It's called water music. A few months ago, another sound changed their lives. Mount Garret began erupting for the first time in 2 decades, and villagers evacuated to the far side of the island.
It's make a loud noise like thunder.
Like thunder?
Yeah.
With the blessing of the island chief, we head off to the volcano. On the 4-hour hike, we find the only piece of equipment that's tracking eruptions and earthquakes on the island.
And this is meant to determine where the earthquakes are coming from and where the lava is coming towards the surface.
So the garbage bin?
Yeah. And we need 3 working ones to get useful information. There's only 1 on the island.
Our limit is the water's edge. To go any closer would be foolish.
It's a ticking time bomb. And do you notice the gas is coming from the side of the hill?
Yeah, why is that?
That's just a line of weakness. And that's a problem. If that keeps coming down towards the lake, then there's serious issues. It's like having a pot of oil on your stove at home and you tip water into it, it explodes.
John's research will be provided to Vanuatu's volcanologists to help them keep track of the ever-changing activity.
This crater on the left-hand side is really pumping the gases out. And it's looking quite ominous, actually. Yeah, 500 years ago, there was a huge undersea explosion in Vanuatu and affected the world's climate for 1 to 2 years. So volcanoes are, I guess, in a sense, they're like people. They have personalities.
What's your favourite volcano?
My favourite volcano is Ambrym, the greatest volcano of all. It's majestic, powerful and awe-inspiring.
And the Ambrym volcano is also incredibly dangerous to reach. We fly to the crater's rim by helicopter and then walk across lava flows through clouds of volcanic ash, reaching the edge of a giant opening in the Earth's crust.
The gas is unbelievable, and you can feel it in your eyes.
The lava lakes below us generate more poisonous sulfur dioxide gas than any other volcano on Earth.
Well, there's a 1,000-foot cliff there and bubbling lava right at the bottom. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a shame we can't see it, but the weather's not fantastic, huh?
Well, this is as good as it gets on Ambrym. The volcano is so huge that it just creates its own weather.
You're a bit mad, aren't you, mate?
Crazy, but this is living, coming to these places and seeing nature at its best. There's 3 things that people want to know about volcanoes. Firstly is when will it erupt? Secondly is how big the eruption will be. And thirdly, when it starts erupting, when it will stop. And we can't answer any of those questions right now.
We have one final scientific mission to complete. A nighttime expedition to Yasser volcano.
Any sample will be useful, but if you can get a nice big blob about, say, the size of a cricket ball or something like that, that'll be good for us.
Okay, let's do it. Oh, she looks like she's ready, mate. Let's go.
This suit will allow us to get closer to the lava so we can collect the sample. Oh dear. Just stay there, stay there, stay there. Okay, we're right. This is it. Come on, over this way. Over this way. Yeah. Good spot. We've got a good sample up here.
Okay, we good?
Yeah, we're good. Look at this.
Right, there we are.
That was a big eruption.
Mate, that was huge. Look at this.
Just put your visor down before we start the collection.
You can feel the heat on it. It's amazing.
Just try and, oh, look at that. Just try and flick something in. Got water in there.
Let's see if I can get into
Critical bit of information we can get from this is to determine whether it's lava that's been inside the conduit for a period of time, or whether it's something fresh that's coming into the system.
Right.
Oh, that's good. That's
Look at the
a nice
heat inside that thing.
Flick that through. Look at that. Beautiful.
Shall we?
All right, it's picking up. We better get out of here.
Yeah, let's go. One moment we're standing there looking up at the stars. The next moment the sky turns red. There's red stars coming at you from all directions. You're told to stand still, but instincts say you've got to run. And really, you know this could be your last moment. It's an incredibly vulnerable feeling. Why is Vanuatu so important to volcanologists?
Vanuatu is a volcanologist's dream. The volcanoes are the most active in the world and they're almost unmonitored. So I think Australia should be realistic about what's happening. Tsunamis can be bigger than the Chilean tsunami or even bigger than the Sumatran tsunami in 2006. On a historical basis, they're small. And the largest tsunamis have come from volcanic eruptions. So what we've seen in our lifetime is nothing compared to what's possible.